Our journey continues, this time to the Yunnan province. Unlike any other province in China, here exists a unique diversity of ethnic minorities, including Yi, Lahu, Bai and Tibetans, who make up about 1/4 of the total population. Kunming is the capital city of Yunnan. This southernmost province in China borders the countries of Myanmar, Laos and Vietnam. Many consider Kunming the most beautiful city in China. The city is nicknamed the Autumn City, as the weather here is pleasant all year round. There is a theory that Kunming was founded by a Muslim by the name of Shamsuddin. He was an Islamic magistrate who came from Bukhara in Uzbekistan. Till today, no one has come up with proof of that theory. However, what is certain is that 40,000 Muslims call Kunming their hometown, and in the whole of Yunnan province, there are more than 500,000 Muslims. Today, there are about 600 mosques built or maintained by the Yunnan Muslims. We take the opportunity to visit one of the most popular mosques here, the Shuncheng Mosque. 5 times a day, Muslims young and old would gather here for congregational prayers. To them, the weather has never been a deterrent in going to perform a religious duty.
أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله.
This mosque is located at Shuncheng Street, or better known as Muslim Street, to the locals. It is so because along this street live about 20,000 Muslims. Who would imagine an old mosque in such a remote part of China like this is still frequented by a large number of worshippers as compared to other, bigger mosques elsewhere? At least more than 40 people would gather here each prayer time. The mosque was built more than 400 years ago, during the Ming dynasty. Like other mosques in China, the interior is simple. Religious teachings are held regularly at this mosque. For the Muslims here, religious classes are very important. The conventional Chinese education system does not in any way include the understanding of Islam. Therefore, through classes like this, a Muslim Chinese is ensured the full understanding of Islam. Currently, there are 20 students enrolled for full-time studies here. More than 60 graduates of Shuncheng Mosque have been accepted to continue their studies in well-known Islamic universities in Pakistan, Syria and Malaysia. Students are mostly bilingual. Both the Chinese and Arabic languages are used extensively by well-trained and experienced teachers here. The subjects taught include the interpretation of the Quran, Islamic history, and Islamic law. Other than functioning as an educational institution, the Shuncheng Mosque also accommodates other social Islamic ceremonies such as weddings, funeral services, and other festive celebrations. These women, for example, are in the midst of preparing a dish called yushang, a local delicacy made with flour, brown sugar, and other traditional ingredients. During our visit, the locals are very busy preparing a Thanksgiving dinner. Tonight's dinner will be offered in remembrance of one of their elderly members who has just passed away. According to local traditions, the Thanksgiving dinner will be held on the third day after the funeral. Dishes like yuxiang are served on this day. A bigger dinner will then be served on the 40th day. Among the visitors here at this mosque is Abdusalam, a Muslim from Spain. Abdusalam is making a brief stop in Kunming while touring the world on a bicycle. He says he bought the bicycle for $700 8 years ago when he first decided to go on the tour. Today he has travelled more than 75,000 kilometres, covering over 51 countries. 5 years ago he made a stopover in Malaysia and says he always wanted to go there again for the many sweet memories he has of there. His main interest has been the Muslim countries, after reading and hearing many interesting stories about them. However, he says, sometimes he's disappointed to see the condition of the Muslims today, especially where unity is concerned. Sun Cheng Street is well known for the business district of the Muslim minority. Other than farming, small businesses are the areas the Muslims excel most at in this region. They trade various items like clothing, fish, vegetables, meat, and other products for daily use. The trading district is not restricted only to Muslims. People from other religions mix freely. Religious difference has never been a difficulty here. Everybody lives in harmony and helps one another. We observe that the traders here are not only confined to local Muslims, but also Muslims from other parts of China who settle here. Their presence has further improved the image of Islam as a universal religion. This gentleman, for example, is from Xinjiang, a western province of China. Together with some friends, he sells a kebab-like delicacy called shashlik. It's popular not just among the Muslims. A visit here is not complete if one does not taste this modified version of the kebab. Next we proceed to Kunyang, a small town that gave birth to an internationally renowned navigator. In Kunyang district, 60 kilometers from Kunming, lies the birthplace of Admiral Cheng Ho. We wonder if this beautiful Tianqi lake was the source of inspiration for Cheng Ho to become a great voyager. To get to know more about him, we visit a memorial built for the great traveller located at the top of Yuen Shan Hill. The memorial was built as an acknowledgement to Cheng Ho's undisputed loyal service to his country 500 years ago. Upon entering the building, a huge map depicts the locations where Cheng Ho had dropped his anchor. According to record, the countries that he docked in include Egypt, Greece, Iran, Sri Lanka, India, Bangladesh, Indonesia, Thailand, and Malaysia. The memorial was originally built as early as 1623. Cheng Ho was born here in 1371 and died in 1435 at the age of 64. The stout-hearted voyager had extraordinary diplomatic skills. We meet Professor Kong of Peking University for his comments. What is more interesting to us is that Cheng Ho was a Muslim. Regardless of his religion, he was selected over many to head the exploration trips for the most powerful non-Muslim countries in the East. Among the artifacts on display is this 12-metre-long piece of wood, believed to be part of Cheng Ho's ship. It was discovered in 1957. There is also a replica of Cheng Ho's ship. The length of the original ship is said to be about 150 metres long. According to Professor Kong, Cheng Ho died while on a sailing trip. He was buried in the ocean, and not in China as many claimed before. Amidst traditional values, Kunyang has much developed. Cheng Ho's memorial has indirectly helped to boost the income of the locals of this small town. In this visit, we uncovered an old mosque which is situated behind a row of shops. The history of this mosque is unclear. During our visit, the local Muslim leader and other community members were out of town to attend a religious celebration. Even though there was no one around, it was abundantly clear to us that Islam still flourishes in this small town of Kunyang, that once gave birth to a great man named Cheng Ho.